Georgia wraps up pretty much all media availability until the game day, at least for the players. I know Nick Chubb was super eager to be done with us. 45 minutes of Nick sitting in a interview is a tough thing for him. And also, too, he's had, I think, 3 days of this in 4 days. So it is a lot. I had one Georgia staffer ask me if, you know, they don't know me, and they said, are you from Oklahoma or Georgia? And when I said Georgia, I said good. Because, I mean, I think everybody's tired of talking about the other team. Just want to play. And we're about 48 hours from that right now. I didn't hear a lot of what Kirby had to say because I was moving around so much. I do want to touch on, I talked with Jake Fromm, I talked with Isaac Nada, DeAndre Swift, and we're going to roll something that Isaac Nada said right now about what the future will be with Jacob Eason. He thinks that he will be a success.
You know, the way he's handled everything, I couldn't be more proud of him. You know, obviously being his roommate, I've seen him go through it. And there's a lot of guys that would, you know, get down in the dumps and, you know, take this year off. But he's continued to work. And, you know, mentally, I think he's matured a lot from this whole situation. You know, because taking a backseat role, you learn a lot about yourself. So, you know, I'm really proud of what he's done. And, you know, one thing I've learned from this year is he's going to be successful in whatever he does, wherever he goes. So, you know, I'm proud of him.
Joined now by Dylan Weber. Dog Post Dylan Weber. Is it Dylan Dog? What is it?
Dog Post Dylan.
Okay, Dog Post Dylan. There's worse handles out there. Who'd you talk to today? What did they say?
I talked mostly with offensive linemen, and majority younger offensive linemen, and a little bit Sam Pittman. A big thing we talked about was redshirting among the offensive line. So I talked to Notori Johnson and Isaiah Wilson about it, and Ben Cleveland a little bit about his redshirt year. And they said the first thing that they wanted to get across was that Andrew Thomas is an absolute freak for being able to come in here and immediately do what he is doing. They were saying that is just amazing. And then another thing that they wanted to emphasize about it was that it really just gave him a good chance to sit back and just get all the pressure off of them. Like a guy like Isaiah Wilson, whose the expectations were through the roof for this guy. I mean, one of the best players in the nation. And he said it wasn't as disappointing for him as it was his family, because they wanted to see him come in there and be an All-American left tackle immediately. But he said it was actually rather relieving to just sit back and just learn from the older guys.
I had a chance to I talked to Sam Pittman for a little bit, and that's on here too. And it's not hard to understand why they're so successful recruiting. I mean, what Pittman told me was that they try to form a relationship as early as possible with guys, and you saw that bear out with Cade Mays. What I think is the future of this program is bright, not because of Jake Fromm or DeAndre Swift, but because of the offensive line and what will be there.
Well, that's just the base of everything. And yeah, you talked about his recruitment, and I talked to several of them too, and they said it's not like they're getting recruited. It's just like he is there to get to know them. And what he does, which really caught my eye, was he writes handwritten letters to these kids. It's not just the basic, hey, we want you to come here. I mean, he sits down and he writes thoughtful handwritten letters to these kids.
I mean, relationships matter for sure. I wonder if I'm getting Baker Mayfield's cold. We kind of buried the lead here. When we were coming in, Mayfield was going out.
Yeah, I mean, the whole news at the beginning of the morning was that he's not here, he's not coming, and he ended up showing up late, answering some questions, and he was the first one out of here as well.
Understandably.
The picture I saw of him did not look great. I thought he looked a little pale. Maybe I'm just buying too much into it.
What did so Lincoln Riley said he'll play, but he probably will not be 100%.
He said he will play, but yeah, not 100%.
You want your guys at 100%. I think we're entering Kerryon Johnson territory here. You know what I mean?
I mean, Vegas is looking like that too.
Yeah, I need to check the number before I halfway intelligently speak about it. Tomorrow we will wrap up our obligations with this really well run. I thought this was really done. I mean, I don't know how many of these you've done. I've done a few, but this was easy.
Well, I mean, compared to Disneyland in the past 2 days, this was way better.
Anyway, why it was easier is irrelevant, but it was, and it was great. I appreciate everything that the Rose Bowl has done for us. Now we've got to get ready for the Rose Bowl parade, the Dog Post party, and the Rose Bowl game, and the aftermath of the Rose Bowl game, which will be quite a bit. All right, from the LA hotel downtown in Los Angeles for Deborah here. I mean,
Dog Post Dylan.
for Dog Post Dylan, this is Dean Legge signing off.